Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 12 of Crusader Kings 2. We're still trying to sort out the problem where we have a female leader with a son who is not of our dynasty. We're currently at war with Norfolk and Suffolk, trying to grab a little bit of land over there. And we've just been declared on by Essex, which is a little bit problematic. Now, I am trying to siege out this area here, and it would be nice to do that and only have to fight one war at once. It is tempting to try and dive on these guys while they still have a low morale, but I think what we're going to do is get ourselves some mercenaries. So let us go into our military. We might be able to get a few more levies out over here, which we can. We'll move them up to Lincoln, and we will also go and get mercenaries. Now we want to try and get some cheap ones because I don't have a huge amount of money. The Lombard band has always been good. We'll grab those guys. They'll pop up in Leicester. Let's move everyone to Leicester. And then we should be able to field a rather large army. We'll just wait until we've managed to siege this province out here. Maybe once we've done that, we'll actually be able, we'll actually have enough war score to peace out from that particular war. I'm going to move these guys down to Northampton very shortly. Right, we have won that war, battle. Let's just go and move out and just take this army out. Won't be enough to win that war. But we can move both of these units together into Northampton. And group them up together. And then that means we can just run in here and attack these guys. Do quite a lot of damage to them. Already got 18% war score against them. We will follow them into... No, they're actually moving into that province. So, it would be nice if we could just deal with one war at a time. What do we have here? Heathens are people just like... Oh, so he asks us where the heathens come from. Heathens are people just like us. They are demons from hell, or they are men like us, but unbeliever enemies. None of them particularly have a chance to kill him off, so it doesn't matter what we really pick. So we'll just pick one at random. And we're going to go and kill this army off. Gives us 100% war score, so we are going to enforce our demands. Now our domain is too big. But that is fine. We can give that to somebody else. We've just lost a battle somewhere, apparently. Not too sure where. But let's go ahead and start sieging out some of the Essex provinces. Now, we know that our domain is too big. Is there any way that we can make it smaller? Do we want to give that to somebody else? I think we can stay with the extra domain size at the moment. It will give us a little bit of a penalty. What is the actual penalty that it gives us? Causing inefficient taxation, troop recruitment and resentment amongst your vassals. Yes, we've already got plenty of that going on. What I'm trying to remember is what the actual effects are if I give it to somebody else, if I'll actually lose the title on the land. Theoretically, they should still be my vassal if I give it to somebody else. Now, you quite like me, I think. Yeah, you still do. So if I was, for example, to grant you a landed title and give you the county of Norfolk. Yep, still my vassal, that's fine. One of my children lacks a guardian, which is one of my other sons. And who would we like to get you trained up by? Who has a good opinion of us? The Earl of Chester now, apparently. Yep, you can train one of my sons then. You're my spy master, aren't you? Yeah, you hated me at one point. Now you don't. This guy's not really going to do a lot. It's quite a small stack. None of those make any difference at all. Let's go ahead and split off the special troops here. And we want to take the Lombard group and we'll disband them. Simply because they're going to cost me a fortune otherwise. We will just go and stack wipe this little army before we do so. Still managing to improve relations. Yeah, that army's just not going to cause a problem at all. So, let's go ahead and disband these guys. This army down here should be enough. I don't think they're going to be able to field any significant number of units to be a problem. I'm below my domain limit now, that's fine. Got a weak claim we can press. We've got ducal claims we can press. We'll lose all of our titles on succession, of course, because we'll lose the game. Where are we being sieged? What war am I in? Apparently I'm losing sieges somewhere, and I have no idea where. My daughter wants me to find her a husband. Is it sieges? Oh, I own one little tiny province down here that I don't give two hoots about. That's fine. Daughter wants to be married. Fine. You're the one who is not... Right. It would be nice if we could actually get her killed off somewhere. But that probably won't happen. Could put her in a dangerous situation, but that's unlikely to happen as well. But let's go ahead and arrange marriage, and we will marry her off to somebody random, I suppose. She's still our daughter. Could we marry her off to... I bet you're already married. Do you have any sons? Arrange betrothal with your son, my daughter. You wouldn't accept that. Because why? Difference in age. Yeah, fair enough. What about you? Well, you're in the brig there. But child-wise, yeah, you don't have an old enough child. Not an awful lot that we can pick from there. What about somebody over here, for example? You've got a wife. You're no use. Got to be somebody here who isn't married or has a fairly old son that isn't married, but... No, fine, okay. Can't be bothered to spend too long looking, so we'll just go ahead and arrange a marriage. And we will pick somebody who might chop her head off. You don't like me. Marry her, I don't care. She's not going to inherit anything anyway. They might start a succession war over something, but I think in general we will be fine. We do have a victory there. Another defeat in that other province, which we expected. Let's go ahead and siege some more of these holdings out. Got to stop pausing the game like that. Might get attacked by some Vikings, so we do have to be careful. They're actually unsieging there. Very, very slowly. I think we'll actually win this siege before they unsiege that. And then we'll just go back and stomp on them. Mission to Chester's been successful. Let's have a quick look. It's been a while since we have looked to see what's going on. Wiltshire is probably the one that we want to concentrate on now. So let's go ahead and move our Chancellor into Wiltshire. And... how are we doing with this one here? Minus 5.7 every 12 days. Collected a tithe in Leicester. That's nice. Gives us a bit more money. Mission to Wiltshire has been a success already. Already increasing our vassals' opinion of us. Now, can we tell how this siege is going? That is going down by 0.46 every 12 days. This one is going down by 0.56 every 12 days. So we should get there slightly faster. As soon as it's done, the very second it's done, which is now, we are going to move in and stop this one before they have a chance to flip it back over. They tried to run but didn't quite get away. So that's given us some more easy war score. So let's go and siege out Essex now. We're already at 51% war score, so we shouldn't have any problem winning this war at all. Unfortunately, we won't get to take anything because it's a defensive war, but at least we're not going to lose anything in the process either. We still lacked the opportunity to try and get our sons killed here, which is a little bit annoying. Peasants always cause trouble. Local revolt risk but more city tax. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think we have too much to worry about in terms of revolt risk. That's not a problem. So I'm not going to worry about it. Keeps popping up with these hostile sieges because obviously they're moving units around all over the place, but they can't actually do anything with them. They don't have enough men. So that's fine. 54.6% of the way through this siege. We are taking quite a bit of attrition, so we're losing men, but we should be okay. What have we got here? He can gain 1 diplomacy. We can gain piety. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what happens to some of these people. We just want to try and kill them off. That's my own bloodline, so that one's fine. So you can always tell whether or not somebody is part of your dynasty or not by whether they have this little blood drop next to them. If they have the blood drop with a yellow outline, they are a close member of your family. If they have the black blood drop, then they are a bastard. And you will also find there's a slightly different icon for people who are considered members of the family but not close members of the family or direct descendants. You can't actually see one of those at the moment, but it's not important. We're continuing to siege out Essex, while these guys just sort of wander around not really knowing what to do with themselves. At least we didn't have to keep the mercenaries for too long. They are trying to field another couple of armies, so we should definitely take the opportunity to weaken those guys. Opinions changed again. That's fine. Might need to lower and re-raise levies. Now, you will see people who play the game doing that. And the purpose of lowering and raising levies isn't to try and get rid of the levies raised penalty, because that only fades away slowly over time. It's just to sort of reinforce your numbers, basically. Drop all your levies and then re-raise them all from scratch. You're no longer the guardian of my son. Any particular reason? Because you were murdered. Somebody actually had you killed. That's a little bit annoying. So we now have another son who lacks a guardian. In fact, before we do that, let's sort out our spy master. Who do we want as our spy master? Well, you've got 17 and you want to be our spy master, so you are the new spy master. And we don't want you leading armies, we want you scheming in Leicester. And then we want to take our child, and you are going to be educated by... Who likes me the most? Courtier. Yeah, why not? You've got... Well, you don't have brilliant stats there, do you? What about somebody with high diplomacy? My husband. Fine, yeah, you train him. He's your son, you teach him. Let's just unpause and let things tick on again. I think we are making some progress on this siege. It's not particularly fast. 4.8 every 12 days. Of course, we've got quite a small army now because we've lost so many men. Once we've sieged this top holding out, if that doesn't end the war, we'll go and wipe that stack of army and re-raise our levies. So it'll take a little while longer. Now, how old are our sons currently? We have, you're 13. You're 13 as well. I think that, were they both twins? They were born very, very close to one another. You were born on the 13th of August, 1803. 803. I've forgotten what that was already. So, 13th of August, 803. And the 27th of May, 804. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, okay, they were born 9 months apart. So, her husband must have jumped on her literally the moment she gave birth for them to be born that close together. Okay. None of that is really important. These guys are just annoying. We have won that siege, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for us to... Of course, we're losing the other sieges which are counting against us, but we want to try and wipe you out if we can. Fife of his own... Do I give my husband somewhere he can rule? Mention a church career. He'll be angry with me. I wouldn't mind giving him somewhere, but I don't really have any free ones to give to him at the moment. So what we're going to do here, we are going to drop our levies and we are going to re-raise our levies. That will allow us to... Oh, someone wants to be my new marshal, does he? What's our current marshal like? 16. What is your marshal skill? 17. You're not a big difference, so we'll give him a chance. Of course, I automatically raised some levies down here because I actually own this well, I own a holding within that province. But we're going to move everybody into another area just to try and siege it out. Looks like we're gaining some influence with the Pope, which is always good. So as you can see, we have managed to recover some of our levies, because at one point we were down to like 900 men, and we've now got about 2,000 again, so things are improving. Wonder if we can get some money out of the Pope, might be worth doing. I think I'll finish sieging that out. I was considering just going and... well, no longer the Marshal. Okay. I was considering going and sort of smashing these armies, but we'll finish sieging this province out first. We do have an open position for a Marshal. We should have just took the other guy now. So, you want to be the Steward, which is weird, because you only have Stewardship of 7, but you have Marshal of 18. But you are the new Marshal, whether you like it or not. So, let me go and get you to train troops in Leicester. We'll carry on doing that. And we're at 94%. We should end up finishing this war relatively quickly. There we go, 100%. We will offer peace. And we have ended the war. We don't really get anything from it. And remember, this game isn't like EU4. You can't take stuff in a war because basically you kind of make your terms before you even declare war. So let's go ahead and drop the levies. Don't need them now. We'll unpause the game. How are things looking with our vassals? Not too bad, though. We do definitely need to improve relations with Oxford. So let's go ahead and move the Chancellor into Oxford. And he's a pretty good Chancellor. He has a relatively good chance, 51% yearly, of increasing their reputation, or increasing our reputation. Still haven't had any of the events off. There's a... oh, it's my son-in-law. Still haven't had an opportunity yet to kill off any of my sons from the other dynasty, which is going to make life a little bit difficult. 14, still not quite old enough to get involved in anything that could kill them off yet, which is a bit of a shame. Let's see if we can remember to do a feast this time around, shall we? Got a few prisoners we should have a look at doing something with. Famous writer proposes to compose your family chronicles. So we could give him some money to gain some prestige. Yeah, might as well just do that. What were we going for? Holding the feast. We need to wait until we get to November. Let's get in there. November, there we go. We will go and hold the feast. Give us a little bit of a modifier with people. When I opened the door, I saw no one, but as I stepped inside to close, a group of acrobats cartwheeled, somersaulted, and tumbled in. They performed all sorts of tricks, and everyone watched. Everyone watching exploded into applause when they finished. We'll lose the gold, lose the gold. The more you give them, basically, the more prestige you get. Spend enough to satisfy everyone's hunger. Hereby invite everybody. Oh wow, 50 economic technology points. Very, very nice. Can we actually upgrade any techs at the moment? Town infrastructure would be really good, because that would allow us to get some additional buildings. We could also get improved keeps, which would be useful for us. And is it noble customs? Feudal vassals, opinion +4, which would be really nice. Yeah, let's get that one. So we'll get a little bit of extra opinion for free. Getting a lot of these Viking longbows now, which is very annoying. Let's just go ahead and raise the levies in Leicester here. And the game's going to autosave, of course, just to slow things down for me. So let's go and move in over there. They'll probably just move straight out, and indeed they have. Those guys are chasing them out, so we can just go ahead and drop that levy there. So what have we got here? Earl Edmar cut the throat of one of my servants when the clumsy man spilled wine over his garb. We could imprison him, and we gain the trait just. We could spend some gold to keep the servants quiet. Do I want to gain the trait just? Would give me more stewardship, I suppose. Let's go for just. Now increases my domain limit, because that's based on stewardship. Gain some prestige. Positive opinion. What's the Pope's opinion of me currently? 100%. Wow. Request money, please. Still wouldn't give any to me. Oh, it's still because we have that free investiture. Really need to form a kingdom at some point, but we can't do that just yet. A lot of opinions with people, which is really, really nice. Still can't kill those sons off yet. We can't really do anything until we can do that. We could make a play for another piece of land, which wouldn't be a bad idea. We could go after Wessex, for example. So, can we move our Chancellor here? Yep, yes we can. Let's get him to go and fabricate a claim over there. And we'll see if we can go and grab Wessex in a follow-up war. And keep that... Well, we could even give that to our own husband, couldn't we? Because he wants a little fief of his own to rule. Cycling round through the years, we're already back into July again. We'll be able to hold another feast shortly. So we'll definitely consider doing that. Now, out of interest, are you allied with anyone? You actually have quite a lot of allies, but nobody that I'm really worried about. Yeah, we'll just... A lot of these things, it's like you don't even really need to read because they're not always that relevant. So I just tend to click on them and go, yeah, whatever. You're giving me something, especially when there's only one option, because a lot of the time it's like, well, I can't... It doesn't make any difference what I pick because there's only one option, or sometimes you have multiple options that give you the same thing. So, my son, and this is a son that isn't one of my bloodline, because this is one of the ones we want to kill off. We can give him extra diplomacy. We can gain some piety, and he gets the trait greedy. We'll just gain the piety. Very, very upset that I haven't had one of the options to put them into danger. Child lacks a guardian, which again is one of my bloodline sons. Who would we like to train you up potentially? Somebody with good diplomacy? That's our husband, who still isn't happy with us. We will get, because we mentioned the church career, we will give him a nice little place of his own. We've got these flipping... no, they're already moving out. It's already being dealt with by... already being dealt with by our vassals, so that's fine. Oh, we actually caught them as well. One thing I didn't check, we have actually got a few prisoners now. We could do something with a few of these. Prisoners of Mercia. What would we get for you? 10 gold's not a lot, but we'll send you off anyway. Most of the rest of them we wouldn't be able to get anything for. The Earl of Lincoln we could probably get some money for. 70 gold if we let you go. He's not going to like me much. As for the rest of them, not an awful lot that I can do. We could release them, but I don't really see if there's any point in it. Dragon bows again. So as you can see, they do become quite the annoyance as time goes on. And in fact, I think we're going to have to raise up a few more levies where we can. Obviously, we're always going to get bigger levies in our own provinces. Let's just form up on here. See what we can do. They're already moving out. Didn't even get a chance to get them. So let's drop all those levies. This is the point where I usually like to try and have a... this is the point where I usually like to try and have a retinue standing around to deal with those. Apparently we can now create the Kingdom of England because we actually have enough land to do it. And we own 52% of the land that we need to. It would cost us 352 gold. We can afford that. Let's go ahead and do that. And we now hold the Kingdom of England, which is fantastic. If we zoom out a little bit, look, England, there we go. So even if we do lose this game, at least we can say we have formed England. So we've fulfilled our ambition to become queen. So our next ambition is to become a paragon of virtue. It's the only choice we have. So let us go ahead and pick that. And again, we've got more annoying Vikings over here that are being a pain. Could go ahead and send in the troops. Probably will. They may not move because there's going to be a small stack that will get there first. We did catch them. Wow, actually losing that. I am amazed that we lost that, to be honest. I know we were crossing a river. They have disappeared though, so it did chop our levies down to size, but at least we've got rid of them. So just having a quick look at things. Basically, we've got a title that we can usurp. So we can now actually usurp the title of the Petty Kingdom of Wessex because it's de jure part of England, which means we don't need to have our Chancellor there anymore. So let's look and see where we could put our Chancellor somewhere more useful. Again, Oxford still isn't doing well. So let's go ahead and put you back in Oxford. So we can go to war against Wessex, and that's probably what we'll do in the next video. And then we can actually start to expand out, because we'll probably have de jure claims on everything now that is part of the Kingdom of England. So we no longer need to fabricate claims because all of this yellow area is de jure England. Obviously, this is de jure Wales. This technically the petty kingdom of Cornwall, but we can make some claims against that later on. We will have to make claims against Wales and against Scotland, but certainly if we can grab enough to form Britannia, then we'll get de jure claims against all of the rest as well. So it's not over yet. We've managed to get through a couple more videos, and we'll keep trying. We've got a slightly bigger domain limit now, and things are going well, apart from the fact that the game could still end any minute if our ruler dies. Hopefully we can sort that out before too long. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Crusader Kings 2, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.